And I add on to that as well. I'm especially proud of what work we did that Jamie and Kelly spoke of with gyms and some of our boutique businesses and having a direct impact on seeing that change in a very small amount of time. I think it was important to make sure we reflect the needs there. I also want to talk about the executive orders just for a second. So we've talked about how this is a slow process and we're in a split legislature, and the mentality between my caucus and my friends across the aisle is so drastically different and disappointing. We've had one member of their caucus pass on from COVID. Numerous family members have passed on from people who are in the Capitol, and it's really tragic. And yet, just as of Monday and Wednesday, there were members from my opposing caucus on the floor without masks on. I have to wear a tie on the floor, but I can't require them to wear a mask on the floor. I mean, part of the reason why I can't go into the Capitol is because I can't trust them to do the right thing, right? And that's really disappointing because when I see that kind of behavior on the front set, personal freedoms, disagreements, fine, okay. So I don't agree with you, and I think that's a poor choice, and I'll stay home. But when they take it a step further and my LA gets teased for wearing a mask by Republican members and staffers, and I have other LAs that have been teased or ridiculed or diminished because of their adherence to that for their own safety and frankly for the safety of others, because that's what the masks are for. It's hard for me to imagine, at a time in which I feel so compelled to try to create a bipartisan, centralized, unifying theme in the wake of the things Jamie talked about in our country. It's really difficult for me when then I come to the Capitol or I see the Capitol and I watch my friends across the aisle not wear a mask, or I hear from my LA or other LAs that they're being ridiculed in the hallways and in elevators and that rules aren't being followed to the point of mocking them with fake coughing and that kind of stuff. And that's something that's happened in the last 10 days at the Capitol by my friends across the aisle. And that's just, that's indicative of the problem we have. We talk about fake news and we talk about the executive orders, and I get these emails that Jamie talked about in all caps, demanding these things. If people want to have a rational conversation, I'm happy to discuss the science with you. Am I perfect? Do I know all of it? No. Could we make mistakes? Sure. Could Walls have handled some things better? Absolutely. Are we doing the best we can because nobody wants to be in this spot? For sure. Right. And so I get a little frosty with folks when I see people coming at me with these ideas that there's somehow tyranny going on. Tyranny involves somebody actually benefiting from it. Right. And I'm pretty sure Walls doesn't have any holdings in the big mask industry or anything like that. So I want us to be really thoughtful about that. That I have 3 kids at home. I have a father-in-law who's compromised. I don't want to be in this situation any more than anybody else does. I don't like wearing the mask because they make my face hot. Right. But you know what? I do it because it's the right thing to do. And I really want to see us moving forward in a way that we can work together as a community. That's my commitment. It just gets really difficult when I watch my own colleagues in the Senate not follow the same rules that we're asking the rest of Minnesota to follow. So I'm hopeful that moving forward, we've been addressing this with them. We can get that done, and then maybe we can start working towards some bipartisan solutions to many of the things that we've talked about here today. Thanks.